And we're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, where we have a casual and informal conversation about Star Trek. Today we are focused on Star Trek Lower Decks, episode number 8, Veritas. Veritas. You must tell the truth.
It's the end of the season, people. Almost.
You must tell the truth. By the way, just continuing my making you jealous, here's my current Lower Decks t-shirt, which is the Ascension. Yeah, the
Ascends. I want that shirt. I'll find a way to get those shirts. Don't worry. I'll find a way.
You'll be surprised. People here.
You'll be surprised. Yeah. I'll have the whole collection. I'll get the whole shebang sometime soon. I'm waiting on my What We Do in the Shadows shirt. I've got my What We Do in the Shadows shirt coming. Make it glow in the dark. That's right. Make it glow in the dark. That's right. That one glows.
This one glows?
Yes, it glows in the dark.
I didn't know that about it. Really?
God damn it! You learn about what you purchase, sir.
I didn't realize this one glows in the dark. Father, thanks for letting me know. Yay, Alexandra! Hello. Are you listening to us while you work today? We love it when you're here. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
So we're talking about Sean's least favorite episode of Star Trek Lower Decks today.
Yes.
And just to torture him, I'm going to save my...
Oh, my God, you're killing me. Oh.
I'm going to save my feelings on it till the end. What's your prediction about how I feel about this episode?
I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what. So, Trek Central said it was his favorite. Jack from Trek Central said it was his favorite. And Dan Gunther just tweeted that it was his favorite.
I just saw that review. By the way,
but I received an email from Mother on the Tube that said it was the worst. It was just the worst, and so at least we have a family trait.
Tube sends you emails.
She doesn't. She communicates via email, and she takes the time to tell me that I need to shave in my videos and that I need to. And that this episode was not good via email.
Does Mother on the Tube ever have a critique for me? Like, do I have to shave? I feel like I have to shave.
She doesn't watch. She doesn't know who you are.
Well, she knows me from this. Oh, Mother! No, sorry, Mother on the Tube.
Not wife on the Tube. Don't confuse.
That's right. There's wife.
Don't confuse the on the tubes.
There's so many on the tubes.
Wife on the Tube hasn't seen it yet. It's all. It's confusing because they're all women too. Yeah. No. God damn, there's a mosquito. I think. Anyway. Wife on the Tube hasn't seen it yet.
Interesting.
And this one's almost appropriate for Baby on the Tube. I think. Like there's nothing too horrendous that would be.
Yeah, that might be something the baby could watch. Just a quick sidebar to say that I'm also obsessed with Raised by Wolves, and I can't wait to watch it tonight. And we get 2 episodes at a time.
Did it come out today?
It's today. Yes.
I watch all my Raised by Wolves on like Saturdays now, I think, because I forget it comes out on Thursday. But then Friday I watched The Boys. So then I completely forget about Raised by, and then I'm like, oh, Raised by Wolves, that's right.
Interesting. By the way, Father says this was the best by far. I hope the show is more like
this garbage.
Season 2. Wow, we're gonna take it apart. We're gonna figure this out.
I'm genuinely baffled by these positive opinions. It was beautiful to behold. Do you want to do an episode summary? Do you want to do the summary?
Yeah, I'll do a real quick one. Ready?
Go.
Oh, you go. You had one.
I can try.
Okay.
Hi. I can try. Okay. Our lower decks crew are in a trial type situation where they're being interrogated on a mission, a covert mission that they went on. So they're all giving their versions, or at least their parts of the story that they went on, but they're trying to disclose as much information as they can, but they don't have that much information to disclose, except Tendi, which seems to know a lot more, but she's purposefully censoring her own story. And they're all on trial because I don't know. This guy wants to know if I don't even know how to do this summary.
You're so in the. I don't think we can do the summary. I think you're just in the minority here because everyone's
it subverts the thing. At the end of the episode, you realize that it's not a trial. It's simply someone that's friends and that was rescued in this covert operation by the upper deckers of the show, and he wanted the lower deckers to explain why and how they're so cool and so great, and why Starfleet is so awesome, and why the Federation is worthy. The Valor. It's all about the Valor.
It's about the Valor. We've talked about the Valor before. It's true.
Yeah.
We got Mike McMahon said that the last 3 of the episodes are the best. The ones he is most happy with. I love episode 8, so that bodes well for me. So story-wise, last week was top though. That one didn't make me laugh. All right, so that was a good summary. I think the only thing I would change is like it was. He really hates this episode. So
no, it was the summary that I hate more than the episode.
Can we talk about?
You loved it. I feel like you loved it now.
I can't tell you. I'm gonna really save it to the end. I'm really gonna save it to the end.
You're killing me.
I spelled this wrong, but Katuvan Prime was the planet, and I think you have a scoop. I haven't seen anyone on the internet say anything about it.
It's not so much a scoop. It's just a notice.
Something you noticed.
You want me to show it on screen, right? Is that what?
Show it on screen. Yeah.
Okay, I can show it on screen. Wait a minute. Let me go and find it, please.
While he does that, audience, today is also the anniversary of the premiere of Star Trek Discovery, which premiered. What was it, like 3 years ago? Is it 3 years now? How many years ago was it? 2016?
I don't know.
2017?
No,
maybe?
It was 2017 because we used to call it Star Trek 2017 before it became. There we go. Okay, there we go. This is it. This is the planet.
Happy Discovery Day, audience. What were you doing? What do you remember about Star Trek Discovery's premiere?
I had Gary in my house. We watched the premiere together.
I kind of recall that. So cool. Look, there's Katuvan Prime. Katuvan Prime.
And boom.
It is Earth. And this is a deep cut. As we noted on Starfleet Boys TOS discussions, Father pointed out that we get several duplicate Earths throughout Star Trek, and I don't think we've seen one since the.
So my question was this just laziness, or was it a reference to the original series? I couldn't admit to saying it's laziness. I really don't think so. They took the time to animate the whole thing and light it up and everything. It's for sure a reference to the original series and how there are exact duplicate planets in the original series
Earth,
which is stupid.
So weird. But, no, it's not stupid. It's so weird. It is weird though.
The only reasonable explanation to that is the people that created, the people that seeded all of the life in the galaxy, and how we all look the same, like we're all humanoid.
Right.
Maybe somehow they had a way to they copy pasted a few planets around. You know what I mean?
It's totally possible. I love that you said copy paste. It's just like that easy. Hey, Robbie, Earl Grey Trekkie is here. You've been live for 11 minutes, so sorry I missed these minutes. Oh, thank you. Don't worry, you didn't miss much.
I have to fight the crowd on this one. I'm against the mob, it would seem.
It's true. Trek on the Tube, you missed his terrible summary is the only thing
don't worry.
that you missed. So it's no worries on that one. And it was 3 years ago. What were you guys doing? Trek on the Tube was with Trekker Prize watching Star Trek Discovery. So that was
together
cool.
in the same room.
I had to have been in Seattle. So I was
We went to Ticonderoga, I think. Yeah, we did. Ooh. We went to visit the
very cool.
The original series.
So I loved in the beginning when the homage to Star Trek 6, the trial sequence. It was very almost exactly, right down to the metallic gavel. That was cool.
They did that in Enterprise too. They did a similar situation, like a similar trial, Klingon trial scene full episode in Enterprise. There's a whole
with the same in the same place. That's right. Isn't that that's not the first episode though, is it?
No, but I think that it's in the first season. We get Rura Pente later. You're not late, Joseph. You're fine.
You're not that late. Don't worry.
You missed my garbage recap of the episode. They did a similar trial, I think, early on in Enterprise, but then they went to Rura Pente later on in Enterprise.
Going back to the planets, always believed the duplicate Earths were made by the preservers from the Paradise Syndrome. I agree. That's true. Oh, we got him to get up and get something.
Yes, we Gary and I bought Tribbles. And we bought like the animated series Tribbles.
Oh, look at that. Pink one.
We didn't just buy the Tribbles.
You bought the Tribble Eater. What's it called again?
I forget what it's called.
Glom.
The Glommer. The
Glommer.
I think.
The Glommer, yeah. That's true.
And you can even fit a Tribble inside it if you want. See? Boom. It's eating the Tribble. Tribble is gone. It's got eyes.
I forgot to... There we go.
I'm just having fun with my toys, people. Sorry.
A friend of mine, we went to the Florida SuperCon, which it's like a big comic con here in South Florida. He dressed up as the pink Tribble, with the Glommer on top.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. I don't have it handy, but I will try to put it up on a future episode or tweet it out or something like that.
He's right. My boy is right. Discovery Season 4 is filming, and so that's being shared everywhere across the internet at the moment.
The news is spreading faster than Tribbles can reproduce.
Yeah, so yay.
All right, back to the episode. So can we get down to what exactly you didn't like about it? Like, can you kind of take some time now? I know you did a little reaction video, and you said you didn't like
try
it.
And pinpoint it, I guess. Well, I think the twist doesn't work for me. Usually when there's a twist to an episode and I rewatch something, like if there's a twist to a story, like this whole thing is presented as a trial, but then it's not. So when I go back and rewatch it, I like to see that from the angle where I know it's not a trial, and it doesn't work at all. It's like nothing of what justifies that it's not a trial works. Like the guy that's preparing the cake for his daughter's birthday, that's just stupid because it doesn't work. At no point is he preparing a cake. He's just standing there and he's literally like the episode, the setup to pretend that it's a trial shouldn't actually, like, it is a trial until they say it's not, and that's not good.
But I thought the gag, what I thought was funny about that was that on this planet, a party is like an intense thing. It's not celebratory the way that we would think of it. They're like giving testimony and etching, and it's all about the truth and all that. And so it looks like a trial, but it's actually a party. So for some people, a trial is a party. And by the way, trial episodes are a party as far as I'm concerned, because I really I love trial episodes.
This is a very abstract way of defending the episode.
We're quickly going to the comments before we continue while you absorb that. Have you ever been to Kennedy Space Center? Yes, I have when I was a kid. And as a matter of fact, I went to Space Camp, the short version, not the long version, when I was a kid. And I would love to meet you at Kennedy Space Center. It's long overdue. I definitely have to go.
Go to the Americas, to the United States, and go to all of these cool places that you guys have. Just spend a year traveling around the United States with you guys, visiting all these things, absorbing American culture, becoming the American. I would love that.
Look, you're not alone anymore. Joseph also did not think it was the best episode of the season.
The worst.
Yeah, he thinks it's the worst. Joseph, where does it rank for you so far? And hello, Cade. Welcome to the stream. Boy, we got quite a few folks in the audience. It's so exciting.
Welcome, everyone.
To see you guys here. Yeah, welcome. Very cool. So then the next thing that I did a note about was I love that they mentioned Roga Danar. We were just talking about him, I think, on
my favorite generation character of all when I was a child.
Roga Danar?
So cool.
Oh, because he's a badass. He could just
if I'm in space, I'm him. Because he's so cool. He eludes Data. He eludes Captain Picard. He's just, oh my god. And he was like, he's got this sexy vibe. I was like, I want to be him. That's me. I want to be that guy.
Oh no, Father's getting dark in the comments. No, Father, it will be around. Oh my gosh.
It will be
around. It will be around.
It'll be fine. It'll work out.
Let's hope. If not, we are moving to Canada, and maybe Canada has. Does Canada have a space program, Sean?
I think Trudeau's like, nah, you can't come.
What?
I think Trudeau's all like, no, we're shutting it down. Let's all go live on Mars.
Yeah, that might not be fun either.
Oh, Venus. They're finding life on Venus.
That might be the Russians' fault, but because they sent a probe in the 70s and it might have had bacteria on it.
Oh, the bastard.
And we know now that bacteria can survive in space.
I can't. I also can't live on Venus. It's too hot.
I liked when they were. I like that Rutherford shut off the red alert sensors, and then when they're racing to the bridge because Mariner and Boimler have bridge duty, that she's like, on Earth, all they do is drink wine, hang out at vineyards, and, eat soul food.
It's either Picard or Cisco. That's what you do. You're a Picard or you're a Cisco, right?
It's true. We don't see a lot of Earth. We don't see much of Earth, so I don't know. What is Janeway's deal on Earth? I haven't gotten to any Earth flashbacks really yet. What was her thing like?
You mean her ex-husband?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Mark, right, or something like that.
He's just chilling.
By the way, PJ likes this episode too. You're really hey, the Sleepy Trekkie's here. Last time I heard, U.S.-Canada border was still... Well, it is closed, but I'm hoping after the pandemic it opens up.
I think it's closed except for like families or something. You can, if you have family on one side or another, you can visit. I think. Half our audience.
I have lots of family. I have family in Toronto. I have family in Edmonton. I have family... Where else do I have family? I think I have family in British Columbia, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
You have family in Quebec?
No, dear friends in Quebec.
Oh, come on. You're the uncle.
Oh, yes. It's... I do have family. Oh, my gosh.
You stop it, boy on the tube.
It's true. Oh my goodness. You just derailed me as you always do with like some sweet
thing. I'm going to derail you with a sweet thing, and then I'm going to stab you with like a critique towards the...
I do have family over. Father and I can totally emigrate. We can we can get there. So after that, the bridge duty scene, come on. Did you not think that was funny? Like when they're all the flash... I mean, I know you had a problem with the court scene, but come on. All those flashbacks were really funny. Like the whole bridge duty thing with like, there's no wrong answers and Boimler.
I see. Okay, so this is where like the episode had some really, really funny moments. I found like, but most of the comedy didn't work for me in this episode. And the Boimler thing on the bridge, I felt like that scene was way too long and I didn't find it funny. And so there are certain things where like Boimler and Mariner managed to sneak on the bridge and no one noticed that they weren't there. And I will like, I know myself.
They didn't really sneak on the bridge. He was like nervous that they might be late, and she was like, just be cool and no one's gonna think twice about it. And I think that's what that was like more about.
Okay. But I know myself enough to like, I know that I'm kind of nitpicking on that element because generally speaking the episode didn't please me, and if it was an episode that pleased me I wouldn't have paid attention to it, so I'll let that slide and I'll be like, okay. But the whole Boimler bit where like Boimler's trying to figure out what to do and he proposes like, what was it, maneuver 88 or whatever, evasive maneuver 80.
She's like, that is the wrong decision.
that was too long. The joke didn't work, and it was too long, and it lasted for too long. And same thing with Andorian Man.
I thought of you, by the way. I was like, that's Sean's cosplay, is the Andorian
with the
guy.
Black bar.
The special ops. You could totally do it. You could really fun. That would be like a really great cosplay. Look at that. You already have it.
And Andorian Man saying that they're scanning us, they're not scanning us, they're scanning us, they're not scanning us. Is like that didn't work because that was way too long. They did it like 7 times or something. I'm like, oh god.
I was laughing. I mean, I don't know.
Totally opposite reaction. I like there's a comedy bit in Family Guy where he has to throw a frog out the window, and it's humor, but it wears you down. It's the kind of humor that I don't know. I like that humor because it lasts forever. He's trying to throw the frog out the window, but he doesn't want to touch the frog because the frog is dead. Fine. He tries to pick up a whale. There's another bit where he tries to pick up a whale with a forklift. He can't pick it up. Ends up killing the whale. It takes forever. I like that because it lasts forever. But this didn't work. This one in particular didn't work.
That gag was great. Tendi had some moves. I didn't expect her to be the fighting type. I genuinely thought that when he said "you do your thing," that we were gonna get a pheromone moment.
That would have been better. It would have made more sense.
I was like so excited for you, and I thought, oh, like,
I understand this thing with TV shows like these characters have fighting techniques and whatever, but sometimes like just size is a thing. Tendi is really small, and these other Romulans are surely trained as well. They're part of the Romulan army.
What did you think of, before we move on from the bridge duty segment, what did you think of the bug alien?
It was fun.
And another gigantic ship. We have another huge ship. It's kind of like rare. I can't remember like often ships being bigger than the Enterprise D on TNG.
The Veritas class, however you want to say it. Those Romulan ships are
the Veritas, which I'm going to draw for you, by the way. I'm totally going to do
it. They're huge ships, technically. They're not as big as what you're saying, yeah, but...
we move on.
Like generational ships in Voyager sometimes that are really, really big.
Oh, I guess they do have Voyager generational ships, don't they? The Prime Minister, by the way, I want to say, was played by Kurtwood Smith, who's an alumni of Star Trek, played the president of the Federation. He played the character on Voyager in that, what was his name again? Anorax.
One of the played two-parters in Voyager.
Played TNG characters, I think. I'm trying to remember. But he was really cool. And Kenneth Mitchell also had some voices. And on the second time around, I think I may have recognized. I think he was the cake guy, and he might have been one of the Romulans. I think he just did a bunch of voices. We don't know because IMDb doesn't have the credits.
Okay.
And of course,
Mitchell.
And of course, we got John freaking Delancey as the Q.
Mariner.
And what's that?
As Mariner. No,
could you imagine John Delancey doing Mariner for the whole episode, and we're all confused? Why is Mariner talking like that? That's a great.
What is this?
Yeah. We got a couple of questions
here. Waste of Q.
What?
What a waste of Q and John.
No, it was perfect. Perfect.
Disappointed.
Chris says he loves the censorship gag as well.
That was fantastic. The censorship gag worked much better with the eyes than the bleeping of the words. Because the bleeping, when they went overboard with the bleep, like the censorship.
I thought I'll give you that. No, but it was a lot. There was so much bleeping that I was like, oh, come on! I just want to know what they're saying.
And they tried to do gag bleeps where they don't bleep the words like entirely. Like he says raw meep Yulans. Like okay, he said Romulans, that didn't work too well.
Headcanon: Harry Kim is descended from the same Kim family that ruled North Korea. Interesting, but I think Kim is a title, isn't it? Kim, maybe not. I'm not sure. This is where my ignorance comes in. Maybe someone in the audience knows, but that's an interesting headcanon.
Harry Kim, like his first name is Harry, whereas Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il,
right?
Is Kim.
I think the Kim is the. I think it's Kim is like the chief or the title or something.
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Interesting. By the way, how did a salt vampire get? I actually have that as a note here, and we're going to talk about it. This is a canon update. No, it's not a problem.
It is. It is a problem.
Why?
Okay. Let's
fun. Get into it.
It's fun to expand and alter and update canon. But this implies that the salt monster in the man trap is not the last salt monster. And as much as in universe you can explain that away, like, oh well, it just wasn't the last one, it undercuts the episode, the original series episode, and it takes away from the story of the original series episode. And there's a theme and there's a message to the original series episode, and there's a sentiment that you have because they are.
You were on that episode of our discussion. I remember you felt that. Yeah, it's true.
Is he has to kill this last creature, and it hurts him, and that's a strong episode of the original series. And having more salt vampires just chilling around takes away from that, and that disappoints me. Lower Decks hasn't done this so far, and
we did talk about on our discussion on Starfleet Boy, if I'm recalling correctly, that it could be that there are, we don't know for sure that this is the last. That's what she thinks. That she thinks is the last.
No, that's what I'm saying. In universe, it works. You're like, okay, well, we don't know for sure, but within when you watch it as the audience, because there's the in universe thing, but there's also the audience aspect of it. Watching that original series episode has impact because you know this. The next time I go revisit the original series and the Man Trap, luckily I reviewed it before this episode came out, because the next time I'll go back, I'll be like, there might be fucking 2,600 of these things still left. We just don't know where they are, and it's a shame. Knowing that it's the last one is important, and it's part of the episode.
I'm curious what the audience thinks about that, but I'm
gonna claim something, and I'm gonna it's not true, but in order to satisfy my own personal beliefs, I'm gonna try and claim this. I'm gonna try and say that all of the stories, the separate little individual stories about the mission that our Lower Decks character said, have half-truths. I'm gonna claim unreliable narration on this,
which is what Dan was talking about on his review. By the way, go check out Kurt Ratz.
He just
okay.
We're live. God damn it. I would like to believe that they were making things up or inventing things, like the salt vampire. She invented that's all invented. Just because they didn't want to tell the entire truth to the person that was questioning them, and that makes a lot of things kind of justifiable and easier to understand in my mind. Easier to kind of wrap my head around. Rutherford kicking a ship and making it decloak doesn't make sense in any way.
He made it. Oh yeah, he made it wobble, but it could have been. That's
by kicking it.
It's interesting. Maybe it decloaked at the same time. Like he kicked it, and then someone heard the. I don't know.
We can always find explanations like that.
I know, that's true. I guess that's interesting. You're getting really nitpicky there.
Because I haven't had to so far. This is how I feel when I watch Discovery. I'm like, everything in Discovery is kind of my god, and this is the first time I've felt this way for Lower Decks. But people, it's not modern Star Trek that affects me like this. Sometimes I get really insane over a Voyager episode. I love Voyager, but sometimes I watch it, I'm like, what are they doing?
Cade, you were right. So thanks. So maybe Harry Kim could be descended from the Kims. Joseph, thanks for putting that in there. It is a surname Bajorn style. How did the salt vampire get on the ship? Well, I think it used its wiles, Robbie, to seduce people and get on the ship, or it could have just come on as a guest.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
It's a fake.
Toddy believes that it wasn't even there to begin with. So there you go. Chris says, I was hoping Q would be better in the episode. Same. That's what you said, right? I
was hoping for a Q episode. I would have preferred a legit Q episode.
I don't think we're going to get a full Q. Wait, maybe we will in season 2. Who knows? Apparently, he harasses other crews, which we knew because he was on Deep Space Nine and he's also been on Voyager. But it is hilarious. I like that. I like this scene because I don't think we've ever seen Q. There was a new Q game. It was like they were all chess pieces, and there was a weird bouncing. What's that?
So there was cards and there was chess. Because it was American, it's soccer.
And it reminded me of that.
I'm pretty sure in the future it won't be soccer. The world will have come to an agreement to say it's called
football. Earth football.
Earth football. That's right. Human football.
Human football, yeah.
No, Earth football. Because it originates from Earth. Earth football makes more sense.
I think it would have been called that. I guess we should move past the salt vampire and go to the Gorn wedding.
Vulcan hockey looks like.
The Gorn wedding was delicious. I was laughing at that as well. They're gnawing at him, and they got the eyes right. I thought that like the Gorn were really excellent in this. And thank you, Shishan Girl. I am drawing again. I got an iPad, and now I'm able to draw digitally, and it's fun. And so thank you for that. I still think I have a long way to go. I used to draw better when I was younger, so hopefully my drawings get better as I continue practicing. So. Speaking of which, everyone who's in the audience, post not here, but post in the comment section of the video, because I don't know if the replay chat comes up again. So in the comment section of the video,
like 12 hours later.
Oh, like 12 hours later. So in the comment section of the video, post your requests. Right now I'm drawing ships, so it doesn't have to be Star Trek only. It could be any franchise you want, but I'm drawing ships. So post your ship requests, and I will try to draw one for you and share it here next time or on Twitter, because I'm loving drawing and I need practice. So send your requests in the comments below. And while you're here, don't forget to smash the like button, because it really it really helps, or drop kick the like button, or slap it. Whatever floats your boat, because it really confounds the YouTube algorithm and gives us a nice little boost. So we would appreciate it. Thank you. So Q was pointless. Alexandra's with you.
Yeah, I love me some Q, and I love John Delancey, and it was great to have back. I just think that if they managed to get him back, it was a bit disappointing to have him just for this. It was. I will concede that it does add a certain charm to think that sometimes Q isn't the center of the attention. He's just there, and people are like, "We don't have time for this." He's like kind of a bully, or one of those attention-seeking students. Like sometimes they'll I don't know, they'll try and get your attention, but you're just too busy to really pay attention to even get annoyed at that point. You're just like, "Oh, I'm doing something else." You're busy, so they'll go and piss off someone else. And so I like the idea that Q comes in, he tries to get on your nerves, but you're really not up for it at that point. So he's like, "Oh, I'll go." And I would love to see like a short tricks of like a Klingon crew getting pissed off by Q, right?
Oh,
like,
that would be fun.
He's on a Klingon ship. How they handle that is so mad at him.
Father says he knows 3 characters that Kenneth Mitchell played. So check out the live text track podcast tomorrow on part of TQIF.
He doesn't tell you who it is.
I know, that's the hook. You got to go over there. So yeah, definitely check that out tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be fun. The Starship Museum. Oh my God, there's so many good. How do you not like this episode? Oh my gosh, the Starship Museum was awesome.
Putting individual elements that are good in an episode doesn't make the episode good. It's not because you have individual elements that are fun that the story works. The story is shit. It didn't work, and I felt it was very lazy. This is the first time I'm going to say this, but I felt it very lazy on the writer's part at the end of the episode to kind of just brush off everything as like, "Oh, we don't need to explain it. Don't worry, it works."
Because you don't need to explain. Okay, come on. You don't need to explain a lot because we're used to Lower Decks by now, right? So we get like kind of their shorthand. By episode 8, if you've been watching, you kind of get the shorthand of it a little bit. B, they've been doing these like switcheroo kind of, you think it's one way and it's another way. It's kind of like the way the show goes, and they certainly pull. You may not have liked the gag, but it was consistent with like how they've been doing it, where you think it's one way and then
doing it good up until now. This time they did it bad.
Is it bad because it pissed you off that it was a party and not a trial?
No, I'm fine with that. It's because it wasn't done well. There's no way it's a party. That's the thing. Until they say it is, but there's no way it is.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that's
at no point does any of
the thing that saves it for me is that the characters at the end, when he reveals it's a party, especially Mariner, are pissed because they are like, "How could you say this is a party? Everything about it is like a trial." And he's like, no, no, no. And he's like, it's yeah, he doesn't justify it. No one justifies it. And actually, that's kind of, I get that, like, why that would piss you off. But the lower deckers are all pissed off. They're like, no, it was like, I don't get it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this was a try. Like, you know, Mariner's like that whole argument between them, by the way, at the very end, where he's like, you ruined my party. And she's like, you put me in eels. Like that whole thing.
When Deadpool 2, at the end of Deadpool 2, they have a big CG fight between two CG characters, and they put dubstep music. And Ryan Reynolds Deadpool gets all ironic about it. Oh my God! Look, we've become a real movie. We're putting a dubstep music, and we're doing a CG fight. La-di-da. It's not because you're making fun of the thing that you're doing that you're not doing it. You're still doing it. You're still doing a crap CG fight with shit music, and you're maybe making fun of it, and you're getting real meta, but it's still there. And at the end of the day, that's what you're providing me as entertainment. And it's the same thing. It's like, it's not because you justify that, oh my God, there's nothing about this that's a party, that it's still nothing about it was a party, and you didn't manage to save it in any way. I don't understand. It doesn't come together to me. Right. And
let's talk really quickly about, oh, go ahead, sorry.
None of the senior officers told them, and I know Ransom has this cheap cop out at the end where he says, oh, we have to follow the cultures and the customs of the people, of the species that we're on. But it's like, you could have said that while you were floating up there. You could have said, guys, answer the questions. It's not a trial. You're mistaken. This is all a positive thing. You could have just explained that. And it's not like they're not allowed to speak.
Or there could have been a fun line about how, like, the captain knew all along, but wanted them to go through hell in a way. She was kind of like, or, you know, whoever that, you know, like that might have been.
But they didn't do that. I don't understand why the writers didn't take the time to do that. They were like, fuck it on this one.
Maybe it's on the cutting room floor. Maybe they want us to assume.
Maybe they cut it, but they shouldn't have cut that.
Chris says, didn't the Starship Museum look like the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.? I've been there, and it did kind of have that vibe to it. I also love that we saw the first contact ship, the Toplanahath, who is also Toplanahath.
That was a replica. That wasn't the real Toplanahath. Or it was it wasn't the real Toplanahath. Or they moved it.
What? Why? What happens? What happens? I don't know.
In Discovery, the Toplanahath is near the Vulcan Science Institute.
That's what?
They moved it.
What? Oh, the lights just came on.
The ship that lands for first contact,
right,
is in Discovery, near the Vulcan Science Institute.
Excuse me.
Where Burnham graduates.
So I'm sure they moved it for this ceremony.
Maybe they moved it to put it in this or they have.
Oh, we're actually right. They moved it to the museum since then.
Yeah, because this has been
also that might just be a style of ship. That just might be a style of ship.
It might be a ship class.
Ship class, yeah. But anyways, Toplanahath is the matron of Vulcan philosophy, as we find out in Star Trek 4, and then also the Romulan bird of prey. I also like the ship from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Is that a Vulcan ship with the shuttle with the long, the ones,
or whatever it is,
the warp sled, yeah, or something like that, right?
We saw that in the TNG as well.
We did. I know we saw it in TOS, of course. I mean, in the original series movie. What am I talking about? In the motion picture, it was in the motion picture. It's what Spock arrives on. It's a cool scene, but
I think we see a few of them in TNG. There's a few Vulcan ships in TNG that pop up. Because I remember when I saw the Vulcan ships in Enterprise for the first time, I was like, they look really cool, but they've got a design philosophy that doesn't stick with this square, ugly-ass old school things that we saw in The Next Generation. I remember thinking that. So, yeah. But then
Robbie's saying that a lot of people are watching the stream, and I can confirm that's very cool. Thanks for everyone who's here. We really appreciate you, and we hope you're enjoying.
You still haven't told me how you feel about the episode.
It works. It works. It works. We kind of got this answer, but Father
Unless you're playing
reiterates,
devil's
why
advocate.
does it not work as a party? I've seen it 3 times, and it's pretty funny knowing the big reveal. I agree with Father. I'm very kind of baffled, but Alexander agrees with you, so maybe she can chime in on that.
Well, yeah, we kind of touched on this, but I just think that none of the elements are party like, and there should be like when you watch the Short Tricks episode about what's his name, what's his face, Rainn Wilson, god damn it, the character he plays.
That would be Harry Mudd.
Harry Mudd. When you watch the Short Tricks episode about Harry Mudd, you get this reveal. Spoilers. You get this reveal that all along it was like a whole bunch of androids, etc., and it wasn't the real Harry Mudd. But when you go back and watch it, that's all set up. It's very well done because you realize that all of the Harry Mudds that you're seeing are repeating the same sentences. They have like these basically programmed sentences. They're malfunctioning. You can see it's all set up. And so when you go back and watch it the second time, you clearly see that they're all androids, and you're like, oh, I can't believe I missed it. This episode, when you go back and watch it, it's like, well, I didn't miss anything because you never hinted that it was a party. You never set it up. You never gave us clues, and that's a shame.
It's my party, and I'll have a trial if I want to. Trial if I want to. Trial if I want to. Sorry. Welcome to the stream, Triangulum Studios. And Robbie, thanks for pointing out that there is a new video, so go watch it. Star Trek Films promotional interview video. So that's very cool. Let's go check that out. Let's see. It ain't at the Vulcan Science Academy that the planet hath is at the place Sarek leaves from in Lethe, episode 6 of season 1, I believe. But yeah, could be a different ship, but the same place.
It's where they discuss, like they have the chakra thing. No, not the chakra, the katra thing. Sorry. Lethe is like one of the best episodes of Discovery, if not the best. At least it's the best of season 1. Yeah, Burnham has this whole discussion with Sarek outside of it's the Vulcan Science Institute.
Oh, look at this. I knew it was a party from the first shot of the planet party silo. It was a balloon. I didn't even realize that.
Anyway, like they've got the judge in the background, which is banging his things, and every time someone says something that displeases him, he goes, It's like, you guys have set all of this up to... I don't like it when they do this. Bloody Sherlock does this. The TV show. Sherlock doesn't set up the clues to have you're not able to guess, but it's unfair because Sherlock, every time he solves a crime, he solves it with all of these elements that you were unaware of. So it's like, you kind of make me look like a fool, but then you didn't give me all of the cards to kind of solve your mystery.
Sounds like they did. Maybe you have to watch it a third time. I don't know.
Elementary does. See what I mean?
I don't know. As a viewer, I don't mind not being handed like the info. I kind of sometimes like ambiguity and like things like that, but it worked for me in this time. But let's not focus on that too much, because you did say there's so much good stuff in this episode, like so many good elements. So like, first of all, we get Rutherford's name, which is Samanthan, which I've never heard before, which is a cool name.
I know it was Sam, but yeah, Samanthan.
Right, but fully is Samanthan. The Rutherford stuff, I think I have to think about it harder, but I think that was my favorite stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I really loved the implant updating and the blanking out and like reappearing in different like part, like that he doesn't even know the full story of how he ended up places. And it reminded me of my youth when I would blank out and not know how I ended up somewhere.
I did enjoy like when he was on the cloaked ship and he started walking towards the shuttle or the other ship. He's like bonking, banging
the fan
into like
dance. I thought the Vulcan costumes and he's calling him Baby Bear. He's calling Shax calls him Baby Bear.
They have to steal. See, why did they have to steal the Vulcan ship? And then the episode just dismisses that. The writers were like, we don't need to find an explanation. Well, because we'll make a joke out of the fact that we're not going to explain it.
He even says, I think someone, I forget who it was, even says, it might have been even Tendi or someone, like, why couldn't you, someone says it in the episode, like, why couldn't you just, like, it might have been Mariner, but like, why couldn't you just go ask the Vulcans?
Deadpool example comes in. It's like, it's not because you you make fun of your own mistake that is not a mistake. Anyway, whatever.
But
The Tendi,
it's true that classified things sometimes, like if it's like, for example, like let's just say like Section 31 does things against the Federation all the time in the interest of the Federation, if that makes any sense. So like sometimes if you're, you know what I mean, like it just kind of like it worked for me in that regard, I thought. But yeah, I love the fact that Shax is like, good job with the Vulcan neck pinch on Spock, and Spock over there, he just calls all Vulcans Spock. Like I just thought that was really
hilarious. That was good.
pretty funny. It was really good.
And I don't know if like I heard like hesitation or if he does hesitate, but he goes Spock and Spock. I'm like, this guy, he only knows one Vulcan. He knows that Spock is a Vulcan, not even a full Vulcan, but like that's his go-to Vulcan, right?
Joseph agrees with me that agrees that Rutherford's story was the best, and that Uhura Dance was pretty. I wish they played the song "When the Moon is in the Seventh House." That's not the song. What's that?
When they had the Gorn Wedding, they had the song. Well, the song.
Oh yeah. It's music. The moon is a window to heaven. That's the song that Uhura sings. It took me a while to recall. My implant doesn't work as well as Rutherford's. Earl Grey Chucky says the fact that the lower deckers didn't want to know what they weren't told was convenient. But it's kind of assumed, like it is a, yeah, I feel like there are, just like there's things that the upper deckers or the bridge crew know.
There's a lot of shouting. Not everyone there was too much shouting and yelling in this episode. Like this one was just this kind of reminded me of the pilot, but the pilot, I mean, I don't know, it just didn't work.
Oh, Dan also points out that this could have been an alternate pilot. Like they could have used, if they had put in a little more information about the characters, that it could have worked as a pilot, because it really sets.
And yeah, yes, I agree. This could have worked as an alternate pilot because it's too much. That's what they do with pilots. They shove it all in, and it's all in your face. And it's like
a quotable moment. That's what they do with pilots. They shove it all in. Everyone, that's a new quotable moment from Trek on the Tube. Stress free.
Like go ahead. They have references and Easter eggs that make no sense. Like, why is Boimler talking about Sub Rosa? He's talking about like.
I love that, by the way.
Sex with ghosts. It's like.
Well, he was making a point. He was making a point that the
is that part of the future's pop culture? That
I think it is.
I know that officers do logs, like they have these personal logs, but I'm pretty sure this isn't like a widespread. Like I don't know, it kind of made no sense that he would reference that.
It makes sense to me that the crew of the Enterprise are the most famous and they have the most attention. Like that other ship, like people aspiring to be like that people would aspire to be like them and things like that. And it would make sense to me that the public logs, like the unclassified ones, do get out there and people can just because remember in the episode where Geordi,
you don't think they weren't careful about this? You don't think they weren't careful about this particular situation?
I think there were enough.
Family has been having sex with a space ghost.
I think there were enough. I think there were enough people. I think there were enough people that were on the planet that witnessed everything for it to not stay secret. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it would have gotten out in the gossip columns or whatever if they have those in the future.
This is like the Federation News Network gossip. Federation Gossip Network.
Stress Free K, welcome. This might be a lower decks. This is something I was saying earlier. This might be a lower decks plot device to have this direction, the direction like they did in misdirection like they did in the previous episode, where we thought that Division 14 was a bad place. Yeah, it does remind me of that. It's like a cartoon, so I don't mind.
But it was well done before, and this time it wasn't.
Not for you.
Well, yeah, for me it didn't work. They didn't execute it
because clearly you're in the minority. Like everyone else except you and Alexandra. And Joseph, sorry, not Alexander. Alexander
we will die on our hill.
We're gonna do a poll after this. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what the world at large thinks.
Because Mother on the Tube needs to vote no.
Then we.
Go ahead.
Then we have, let's see here. Chris says, I liked, we haven't talked about Tendy's story, so we should just use this to go into Tendy's story. So I like Tendy's story the most with the censorship followed by Rutherford. Tendy is so adorable and cute. Like, I just love how she falls into things. And then also, I love her energy. She is like the kind of energy.
In this episode, like she was. At first, I thought I was like, did they make her stupid in this episode? Because Lower Decks has done this with Freeman, with a flippy floppy her character around, and I thought, did they make her dumb? No, she's pretending to I like that, because she knows the most of what happened.
Yeah, she feels. Yeah, I feel like she's the one.
Ransom has a tattoo. Where they're all part of. I love that group, by the way. One of them was Terry Crews, right? He just looked like Terry Crews.
Terry Crews?
Yeah. One of the team.
Who's Terry Crews?
I mean, who's
By the
Terry
way,
Crews?
they all have tattoos, the similar tattoos, which I loved. And we don't know the name of the group, but there's like I just want to find out more about that little covert crew because it looks like Ransom has worked with them on other missions before.
Sharing my screen. This is Terry Crews. You know who he is.
All right, do we?
Yes. I think he was a wrestler before or a boxer, but now he's an actor.
Oh, Shaka's gonna be so mad that I don't know who Terry Crews is.
999. I think he's in the Expendables as well.
I haven't seen any of that.
Oh my god. Anyway, one of the
totally disgusted you. Oh my god.
One of the guys in the covert op crew were like Ransom's. Those are like Ransom's buddies or whatever. One of them looked like Terry Crews. He reminded me.
Interesting. But yeah, Tendy's story was great. I love the blackout bars. Now we were all wondering what the deal was because when we were going to get this episode and we finally get it.
That joke was impeccable. That just hating on the Remans. You know who's the worst? The Remans. That was just. I love that.
Remans are the worst.
Romulans. I'm not sure the Remans are the worst. Romulans just came and took their land. They took our land.
Sure claim your land. I think,
land, but they made them work in the dilithium mines.
It's true. It's true.
Romulans are the worst.
By the way, these were all these Romulans were TNG era Ridge Romulans, which I thought was interesting. I wonder if the Ridge has something to do with who serves in the Romulan military or whatnot. I'm not sure.
Oh no, it's just a regional thing. I said it's a regional thing in Picard.
Did I post this already? I think when Rutherford is updating his systems, it can lead to having memory blackouts if he does it while in a waking state as opposed to when he's sleeping. Yeah, he kind of mentions that.
He's still fully functional. It's just like fully functional. But he just gets this memory loss essentially.
I mean, Yosef says, are all the indiscretions of the 1701D known as well as like say Lewinsky Clinton? I really think they do. I don't know that they had anything quite as bad as Lewinsky Clinton situation.
You would have no problem if someone quoted, like if someone mentioned Geordie's situation with Leah Brahms.
Yeah, I would think that would have leaked out.
I think that's coming on. Like everyone knows that Geordie had a thing, a thing
that he's
with,
freaky and that he has a a thing with holographic women and he's awkward sexually. Yeah,
I mean, like
they're celebrities. This is cool to see it from this perspective because I've always wondered because they are celebrities, they are famous. When we see it from the TNG perspective, we don't think about it because we're in it with them, right? But like it is neat to see this perspective. By the way, I definitely think that one of the best gags, the best gag ever when Boimler was telling it was during I think it was when Boims was talking about how like the bridge crew can make mistakes and they were doing the montage sequence and we get the what was the name of the ship that was almost like the USS Alhambra. I would triple LOL.
What the hell was that?
It was great. It was perfect because they set it up from the back and you think it's Captain.
I get the joke. I understand the joke. The joke hit me in the face Fine, I understand it. But it's not an alternate timeline. It's not a hallucination. It's not a simulation. We are now expected to believe that there is legit a ship in Starfleet that has these alternate variants, these weird variant of the Cerritos crew. I don't. That's dumb. That's some Rick
I
and
love
Morty
it.
bullshit. And,
It
and
was
Lower Decks
and
hasn't.
the funniest part is when she gets back in the turbo lift and the doctor pops out and it's the same voice, like, and he's a redhead. He's
I liked the cat, like the doctor joke was fun because it's still her voice. She just went lower. That was fun, but it's dumb. It's unbelievable.
To be fair, so Alexander points out that it did make her laugh the loudest, but not necessarily the favorite. And to be fair to Sean, from a storytelling perspective, all depends on buy into the premise that it was a party or not care if it doesn't make sense and just enjoy the ride. So, Sean, if it didn't make sense, you're saying though you did care in this episode. It didn't make sense. You didn't enjoy the ride, even though it didn't make sense.
Well, I mean, even putting aside the fact that I can't believe it's a party at all, even putting that aside, I wasn't having fun. And honestly,
I love how you say potty.
Halfway through this episode, I was like, I'm kind of over this now. I kind of want this to end. And it was the episode I felt like it lasted a lot longer. Like usually these episodes end, I'm like, oh, it went so quickly. This one I was like, it's too much. It's too loud. There were a few jokes that were working, but this is everything that I didn't want Lower Decks to be. If Lower Decks had been this, if the entire show had been this, it would have been shit.
Wow.
And I wouldn't have liked the show. Like it's too many Easter eggs for no reason. Like too many references that have no place. It's comedic tropes that don't work and don't make sense and that aren't cleverly justified or cleverly integrated into the Star Trek universe like they've done so far. And I say all this because I'm very proud of the show that they've put out. I think it's an amazing show.
Yeah, you loved it. It's your favorite show.
And I think that
all the modern era. I think all of the episodes so far have really, really well used the universe it's set in, and they've found a way to they've walked the line very well with like making this comedy style and the Star Trek, and this one didn't. This one, it was like one of those Rick and Morty episodes. They do the interdimensional cable episodes where nothing makes sense. But at Rick and Morty, nothing makes sense because it's Rick and Morty, and that's the point of the show. This, as Mike McMahon says it himself, is different because they have the limitations of Star Trek, and they need to kind of abide by those rules. And I feel like I legitimately felt like no one double-checked this. I was like, they were just fine. Let's roll with it. Well, we know that's not true because Mike McMahon says these last.
Oh well, I'm sure a million people double check.
You feel, yeah.
Sure I don't want to take away from that. I just didn't like it. It didn't work.
I love that he says drumhead, not a trial. Like it's just like he drops.
So is Drumhead? Does Drumhead have a? Because I know it only as the name of the episode, but does Drumhead mean something?
Well, I think he's Well, that's funny. I actually don't know that. We might have known that when we did.
Literally the name of the episode.
So there is a drumhead trial. Court-martial is a court-martial held in the field to hear urgent charges of offenses committed in action.
Where are you looking? You don't have a screen. You have a view screen. Are you on a starship? You're like.
I am on a starship. It's the Starship Starfleet boy.
Oh, Triangulum.
Ooh, cool. We got an answer. I prefer audience answers, even if
it does. Well, he says yes, it does. So it's not the complete.
Okay. So yes, I guess it is like a sham trial or something like that.
Okay. So when he drops the thing and says drumhead,
he's meaning
it's a real word and it has real meaning. Okay. A drumhead trial is referring to how on the battlefield military commanders would turn over a drum and conduct on-the-spot trials. Oh, okay.
Is that like a kangaroo court? Is it the same thing?
It's like a spontaneous trial.
Right, and so Boimler drops it.
And then we get another drumhead of field trials in the military. You get a trial and execution, mostly for deserting the battle. Okay.
Oh, then I don't get the reference because I thought it was like drumhead. This is like a bullshit trial. Like in the episode,
saying drumhead. Then
I thought it was a reference to the episode drumhead. Oddly,
it is.
I mean, it is, but like I thought, like because that was like a waste of time trial, right? Like that trial was like there was like a witch hunt, right? Like wasn't it like there was no reason?
The trial is named the drumhead trial.
No, I know.
Do you remember the drumhead trial?
Why the Sulu voice? Why the George Takei? Do you remember the drumhead?
Was that a George Takei?
George Takei. It was very funny.
Is it George Takei or George Takei? People tell me.
Takei, tomato. Which, by the way, can we just say that the episode, the commercial for Uber Eats with Sir Patrick Stewart and Mark Hamill gave me so much life this week. It was so good.
It was fun.
I guess the first trial of Teen G was a drumhead trial. Kudos, Gas Mask, and welcome to the stream. Very cool. That's a good point. If you go by that definition, I guess it kind of was.
Yeah. He's like on the fly.
Shall we wrap it up, Sean? Is there anything we're missing? Is there anything else in your notes?
We are missing your opinion.
Yes, you're about to get it, but I just want to make sure we've covered everything. Audience, is there anything else that we should cover? Is there anything you're dying to know before we get to the rating?
Wait a minute, I gotta find my.
We'd love to know what you want to know. I feel like this is gonna be very interesting. Should you give your rating first today to keep the suspense going? Should we go out of form for Starfleet Boy?
We can change up the format. It's all different now. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Nothing makes sense anymore. There's a parallel to the
ratings come first universe.
Oh, I love it. Audience, give us your ratings too. So it is a 10-point scale that we use on
Triangulum is asking me to.
Oh shit!
Sadly, Ian, I don't have any fans.
I actually think we didn't point out enough about what we thought about John Delancey as Q. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it all worked.
Right, it was Q to a T. He was doing they gave him the lines. It was well written. They gave him the lines in French, etc. So that was great. I don't have any fans. I don't have any fans. What are you gonna do? I got trolls.
Do a fan dance with the. There you go. Hold on, wait. Let me give you center stage here. Do it again.
Wait a minute. I can do multiple trolls in it. All right.
This is the best moment.
You get this because you get this because I didn't like the episode, so I can give you like a triple dance.
That was really nice. Really like.
What were we talking about?
We're about to give our Q.
Yeah, it was fun seeing him again. I was a bit disappointed that it was used like this, but
Starfleet will give it a 17 out of 10.
They mock you.
I love it though. Thank you. Yosef was on A Question of Trek and he's delightful, so he can make fun of me. It's fine. And it's well known that I give absurd ratings. It's
Look
true.
at this.
Is my shirt glowing in the dark?
They're all insane. 10.7, 8, 9. What is it? 7 or 8 on the side, so that's a 7.5, I suppose.
Shishan Girl gives it a 10.7. Nice. We got an 8 out of 10.
11. Got bonus points for the triple dance. 11. For
yes. Who's the Bear Pack 101? 9 out of 10. Kudos. Good job, baby bear. We saw Joseph give it a 6. Alexandra gave it a 7 or an 8. And we got Earl Grey Trekkie gave a 9 out of 10. I think I got everyone's ratings down here.
I got an 11 for my triple dance.
Yes, you did get an 11. Oh, we also got a
Sleepy Trekkie doesn't say anything and then comes in with a valid rating.
Sleepy Trekkie did say something earlier, which, by the way, go subscribe to Sleepy Trekkie. Very cool channel. I love that the Bear Pack 101 is here. That's awesome. Shax Bear Pack. Yes.
I love
Shaq. Bear Pack. He's so great. And then Chris gives it a 7 or 8 out of 10. All right. So go ahead. I'll just we'll just keep tradition. I'll give it my rating. All right, are you ready?
Okay.
It's a 10. It's a solid. It's a solid 10.
He's gonna give it a 3.
But wait, that's lower. That's lower than my other ratings. I usually do 7 point something. So this got a solid 10 for me.
If like the previous episode was like a 10.8 and this one's a 10, technically you gave it a 2.
Fine, 10.3. I give it a 10.3. All right, what's your rating on this one?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go like 4.
Whoa, it goes below.
I don't like it. Wow. It's not even a meh. It's like I don't like. To be honest,
well, there you have it.
When I do my full rewatches, I rewatch all of the episodes, even the ones that I don't like. But when I cherry pick episodes, or kind of like in Voyager or TNG, and there are some that I just do not revisit. I don't think I'll revisit this one. Like the
rewatchability is a factor in ratings that you give. So, anyways,
I got the Romulan Riemann joke, and I've seen it. It's fun. It made me laugh, and I don't need it again. I'll just.
I'm truly surprised. I thought you would have given it like a 6. I didn't predict you would go as low as a 4. So, wow, this is monumental. I mean, your video was kind of made me sad this morning, and I didn't expect.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I think Mike McMahon's the most sad because really
when the episode wasn't good and I finished the episode and like because halfway through the episode I was like, oh my god, and then when it finished I was like, oh, that was it. I was legit like my feelings were hurt. I was like, oh no, they made a bad one. They made a boo boo. Like this is not good. And
we didn't even mention the 60-foot Spock joke. That was really funny too.
TAS is canon. The animated series is canon.
Yes.
Advocate.
We agree on Starfleet Boy. You only got a 5 out of 10 on your triple dance, by the way. They say you can do better.
I could stand up and everything.
I think you'll have to get fans for a future episode. So Triangulum Studios, please tune in for future episodes.
I think we'll have to have the Canon Cop do the fan dance.
No.
Mirror Trek on the Tube.
Mirror Trek on the Tube. I feel like Mirror Trek on the Tube has to do that. Audience, thank you so much.
I'll get them some black leather fans. Can we find those? Do those exist?
Yeah, I think we could. Oh, nice. We're going to end on this. It never was not canon. It's true. Thank you very much, Aaron. That's totally true. So, audience, thank you for tuning in. We loved having you here. Once again, please subscribe to Trek on the Tube if you're not already. He's wearing his shirt. Thank you for tuning into our discussion today. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for TQIF, starting out on Text Trek. We're going to have a deep dive into this episode of Lower Decks. Which, here we go. I love this. I'm going to put you on time.
I gotta get a bit of rating. He gave me a shit rating. Come on, give me a bit of rating. That's worth more than a bloody 5 or whatever it was.
And then after that, we're having Starfleet Boy After Dark. And I think I might do, we never know what we're going to do on Starfleet Boy After Dark. So please give us some ideas in the actual comments below, not these comments on the side. If you want ideas for Lower Decks, or tweet me or whatever. I mean, if you want ideas for Starfleet Boy After Dark, but I think we might do a Discovery speculation season 3 speculation party.
Talk about the burn.
We might talk about the burn. So yes, Sean's got a little theory that I haven't checked out yet. I got to go look at your theory. I don't know if we should tell it here.
No, I don't know.
Don't you have a theory about the burn?
About something else. Well, I think the burn may be initiated by Burnham. I think they might have gone.
I don't think it's that.
Like Burnham. A lot of people think it's the Omega. What is it? The Omega directive?
The Omega particle. Yeah. So, anyways,
thing.
I think we might do that for. Ooh, cool. We might do that for the. I saw that Voyager episode, by the way, and I loved how 709 was fascinated by it and thought it was perfect, and it was really cool to see her obsessed with something. That was a really neat episode. And then Saturdays we do our TOS discussion, and this week we're doing the Corbomite maneuver, which is a very famous episode, and Clint Howard is in it as a child, which I think is lovely. I love Clint Howard. Yeah, he's very cool. So check that out. And then Saturday evening we do A Question of Trek, which is a trivia show hosted on A Question of Trek, which is a channel. So go subscribe to that. So all the things.
So much going on.
There's a lot. There's a lot. And it starts on Thursday, just like in the old days. All the fun started on Thursdays. You had the big Friday night lineup, and then you had Saturday just to kind of chill out a little bit, and then Sundays everyone just takes a break. I can't do streams every day. I would love to. Maybe one day it'll be my full-time job. Who knows? But it was really nice to have you, Sean, as always.
When
Thank you for
CBS
coming.
will hire us as like official Star Trek streamers.
Maybe they will. Who knows? Oh, wait, wrong. There we go. That's why I was like wrong hand. All right. Anyways, live long and prosper, and we'll see you.
His eyes don't